Well, there's no doubt N'Keal Harry is going to have a lasting legacy at Arizona State University, and it's one that goes far beyond the box score. You talk about a guy who was a five-star recruit coming out of Chandler High School, grew up in Arizona, had suitors like Oregon and Texas A&M, among others, and elected to stay home and attend Arizona State University. Not only that, but he produced at an extremely high level. We'll take a look at some of these numbers here. 213 receptions, 2,889 receiving yards, good for third in program history. First among three-year players, which is arguably his most impressive stat, Eliab. And you look at this guy, he will be sorely missed with this football program, and it's about finding who will step up next for the Arizona State Sun Devils. Two sophomores. Sophomore goalie Johnny Perliti and sophomore tackman Jake Marthins are having great years. Perliti is an absolute brick wall in front of the net for the Sun Devils. And Jake Marthins, again, only sophomore, leads the team in goals with 24. So both, underclassmen really picking it up this year for ASU. Thanks, guys. The ASU men's club lacrosse team season comes to a close next Saturday against rival Arizona. And although the Wildcats may be sub 500, they have a chance to play spoiler for ASU in the SLC South standings. Let's take it from the top. Grand Canyon University sits atop the SLC South with a record of 8-1. Arizona State and San Diego State currently sit at 7-5, but ASU holds a tiebreaker thanks to their 14-8 win over the Aztecs earlier this season. Now, there's no way that ASU can catch GCU for the number 1 seed, but they can secure the 2 seed with the win against U of A. An ASU loss, however, could put them at the 3 seed. Here's where things get interesting. ASU would play the 2 or the 3 seed from the North Division, which is all but set. Chapman seems to have secured the top seed in the North Division, but UC Santa Barbara and Claremont earn a two-way race for the 2 seed. Claremont faces Loyola Marymount, who has yet to win a game, and UCSB will play Chapman, the strongest team in their division. Expect the Sun Devils to secure the 2 seed with the win and play the 3 seed from the North. Back to you guys. Well, you look back throughout the season, the team and its fans suffered so many heartbreaking losses. Every loss they had, all 5 of them, one-score games. So this Arizona game really seemed like a culmination of all those, to be able to come back from 19 down and escape Tucson with the Territorial Cup. I think that is a sign that the team has really taken on Herm Edwards' attitude and resiliency. And we'll talk about the defense here. Danny Gonzalez has a great saying that he uses with his defense: the team that plays the longest, the hardest wins. And obviously, yeah, that's what happened in Tucson. The ASU wrestling team closes their season at home on Friday in the Beauty and the Beast meet, meaning the wrestling team and the gymnastics team will compete at the same time and same place in Wells Fargo Arena. They will both honor their seniors following the conclusion of competition, but before the Beauty and the Beast meet begins and the teams wrap up their season, we had a little fun and threw them into the Ring of Fire. We're just going to get right into it here. The Sun Devils had 78 points in that game and went on that huge 19-0 run to really seal the deal. What were they doing so well offensively? Let's talk about Bobby Hurley and the men's basketball team. Just a month ago, Hurley and his team were celebrating what seemed to be another signature win over the Kansas Jayhawks. It's quite a different picture now, isn't it? The answer really depends on who you ask. After consecutive letdowns against Princeton and Utah, some started to question Hurley's ability to coach, perhaps rightfully so. But he responded. Sitting arguably his 2 biggest stars in Lou Genstor and Remy Martin, Hurley sent a message that he is more than just a recruiter. He is capable of making the tough decisions that define coaches over their careers. Sure, it was a regular season game against Colorado, but it was a much-needed win and one that gave a brighter outlook to the season for ASU men's hoops fans and players alike. After sweeping the Oregon schools in impressive fashion, Hurley will take his squad, ranked 3rd in the Pac-12 by the way, to the Los Angeles schools with the chance to get on a hot streak. So sit back and relax, ASU hoop fans, because Hurley has his program in a better position than most coaches could ever hope to put it in. And that's the way it is. With ASU hockey's final series of the regular season coming on the first 2 days of March, the Sun Devils appear to have locked up a spot in the NCAA hockey tournament. With the team already at 21 wins on the season, the topic in question is where they will be seeded. The Sun Devils will play their final 2 games at Minnesota, and there are a myriad of outcomes for their potential seed. Our Michael Gutnick has all the info you need to know in this week's Impact. The men's basketball team returned to Tempe after coming off yet another road split to host the Stanford Cardinal. The Devils had a sense of urgency, knowing every game counts in their race for an NCAA tournament bid. With the potential departures of freshman guard Lou Genstor and senior Zylan Cheatham afoot, Hurley called for ASU fans to pack the stands for their final 2 games at home, and the Devils did not disappoint, defeating the Cardinal 80-62 to keep their tournament hopes afloat. While Tyler Manning was there with all the coverage. So ASU is going to return home, play number 3 GCU. They scored 24 goals just 4 games ago. A really high-scoring, potent offense. Again, going to be up to Johnny Perliti to stand tough and defend the net, and if that happens, I think ASU can walk out with the victory. Switching to Arizona, 23rd in the nation, not a great offense. It is a rivalry game, however, anything goes. The most they've scored in the last 4 games is only 7 goals.
You know, Rob, it sounds weird to say that ASU football is going on in the spring, but it is in full swing for the Sun Devils right now.
The Arizona State women's basketball team, we talked about that 20-0 run earlier to defeat the Utah Utes. ASU down 3 late. That 3 is no good. Kicked out to Robbie Ryan, who absolutely nails this 3. That was her 10th. She had 10 points in that 4th quarter, Rob. None bigger than those right there. Nick, you were talking about bombs just a short minute ago. Zylan Cheatham here dropping a bomb right over former ASU commit Kemi Wooten's head. Look out. Let's watch this again here. Beautiful spin and just absolutely posterizes the Oregon big man. Number 1, we're going to go to ASU hockey. 99.9% chance to make the tournament. PJ Morocco is a big part of that. Seals the deal in OT against American International, giving ASU their 21st win of the season. Let's watch that again in slow motion. So pretty. We will be back at the same time, same place next week. Thank you for tuning in to Cronkite Sports Live.